The emphasis in the passage is upon Christ's humiliation. The fact of his equality with God is stated as a background in order to throw the circumstances of his incarnation into stronger relief. Okay, I'll stop right there, and I will explain this to you in a way that you can understand. Our friend Adrian, he's out in Arizona, right? He's been to this church, his wife Masako, all right? He is an artist, and he does videos all the time. He does 1 or 2 or 3 videos a week, and he does all these interesting projects. He's building a Harley, which he hasn't finished because his wife is in Japan right now. I can't wait for him. He's got this Harley block that he bought. That's all, just an old Harley block. And he says, I'm going to build a motorcycle. He's never done anything like this in his life. And he took the entire thing down to its every part apart, and he's rebuilt it, and then he's built a bike on top of it. It's unbelievable. So I'm waiting for that to be finished. But yesterday, he did something that fits perfectly with this. He did a painting. And while he's doing this painting, he's got the gospel going in the background, and he's got words about Jesus coming up. And as he's doing this painting, it's this circles all over the place. And you're like, oh my God, it's everywhere. And when it got done, as he was almost done, I said, look at the cross. And Hideko says, I don't see it. I said, look, there's this beautiful, beautiful cross. And it's like 3D. It's so amazing that it jumps out at you as you're seeing all these swirls and everything. It's astonishing. I don't know how it is in person, but on the video, it is unbelievable. He's standing there doing this thing. That's one form and another form in the same form. Okay? It really, oh, my hair stand, it is beautiful. You got to watch that video. Ask me and I'll send you the link. Okay?
Yes, I will.
Marvelous, marvelous job. It took like 8 minutes. You know, he just did it really quickly. He does little sections of it. But there's a form and there's a substance to what he was doing. And I had no idea what he was doing until it was done. And I thought, that is unbelievable. And Hideko, she's looking, I can't see it. And all of a sudden, there it is. It just suddenly is there. Okay, I shouldn't have given it away, but now you watch it and you know what you're going to see. But it's just marvelous. Okay, we'll go on now. We've got the word harpagmos. We're reading Vincent's Word Studies. I'll read the last sentence again. The emphasis is in the passage is upon Christ's humiliation. Remember what we set this up with the last verse. Let this mind be in you of Christ Jesus, and you want to have this attitude towards others, okay? The fact of his equality with God is stated as a background in order to throw the circumstances of his incarnation into stronger relief. Hence, the peculiar form of Paul's statement, Christ's great object was to identify himself with humanity, not to appear to men as divine, but as human. This was the point of it. He didn't say, I've come here to show you that I'm God and to radiate among you. That wasn't what he did at all. He came as a man so that when we see him, we can touch him. Let's go there really quickly so you can understand what he did, because John got it. John got it right here in 1 John 1. That which was from the beginning, putting it in the background, just the way that Paul is doing it right now, which we have heard, which we have seen with our eyes, which we have looked upon, and our hands have handled concerning the word of life. The very God of the universe, we've touched, we've looked at him, we've handled him. That's what Paul is telling us. Oh, my hair's standing up all over. That is what Paul is telling us about God right now. John got it. John got it. When he wrote the gospel, when he wrote his epistles, he got it. Okay, hence the peculiar form of Paul's statement, Christ's great object was to identify himself with humanity, not to appear to men as divine, but as human. He had come into the world emphasizing, had he come into the world emphasizing his equality with God, the world would have been amazed, but not saved. He did not grasp at this. Rather, he counted humanity his prize, and so laid aside the conditions of his pre-existent state and became man. That is Vincent's Word Studies analysis of that. This verse does not argue against his deity. Rather, it argues for it in the very strongest sense of all. It is an explanation of the marvel of the incarnation. Christ Jesus had set aside his deity, precious as it is, in order to reveal God to us in a manner which we could understand and relate to. It is the highest expression of God's love for mankind that could possibly be conceived of. Aren't you glad we didn't start with verse 8 today? I'm so glad. Life application. Jesus Christ is fully God. Jesus Christ is fully man. Think on the magnitude of that today.